everyone, I just wanted to share this layout with you today. This is a layout that I created the other day and made a processed video for, and for some reason I couldn't get the video off my iPad, so it was saying that it was corrupted or something like that, some weird message, and no matter how hard I tried I couldn't get it off. So I thought I would share it with you because I'm going to use this as inspiration for the layout that I make today. This is for a friend, and I have a few pictures of hers that she had taken of her family at the beach, so I wanted to make some layouts for her birthday, and so I wanted to keep the theme similar whilst making them a little bit different. So I just wanted to show you, so I'm going to use my own layout as inspiration for the layout that I make today. So I've got the sticker sheets here, sorry, not the sticker sheets, the branding strips here from the collection that I used. So I've used the Ocean Melody by Adrian Lumen and Strawberry Fields by Brandy O'Neill, which are all Webster pages collection. So what I've done is I've actually just got the sheets of paper and I have cut them all out. So I grabbed the sheets that had the cut apart cards on them, and that's what I'm actually going to be using. So for the background, I have this stack of paper here from, I think it was Pink Paisley, and it has some embossed shapes on it. So the one under here is the circles, but the pack only came with one sheet of each design. So I'm going to use these just for a little bit of a different background, and use the cut apart sheets for the layering. And I've also got these little pieces which are from the cut aparts as well as this collection from Pink Paisley, and that is the what is it called? The Solstice collection. So it has a few bits and pieces relating to summer and water themed. So that's what I'm using, and I thought I would just share that with you, and I guess I will get started. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so here I am doing the next part of the layout, and I was just putting this piece of paper next to the other layout to see what side of the page I wanted to have those embossed circles. So I've decided to make that on the left side of the page, and as she's the oldest child, and the one for Anastasia will go on the right hand side. So here I am just going through the collection, all the little cards. So I've mixed up both of those collections from the cut aparts for Websters pages, and I am just putting them together and seeing what I like. So it's a pretty basic sort of layout with a bit of mixed media in the background, so I don't have to have a lot of layering or a lot happening on the page. I'm letting the background paper do a lot of talking. So just having a look through here, and I would like to have a little bit of the green come through like I did on Anastasia's page as well. So wanting some of the similar colours on the pages, as this will face each other in a photo album. So just wanting to make sure that I'm being consistent in the colours. So I've already put her name on the piece of paper, on the little wax strip. So before I started the layout, I've got a layout with the brother as well, so I just spelled out all their names to make sure that I actually had all the right alphabet. Otherwise I would have had to use different thickers, and I wanted to keep it all the same. So pulling some bits and pieces out of that little summer solstice container there of ephemera, and seeing what I can get to work on this page. I don't use it all, but I use some of it. So I'm pretty happy at this stage, so start sticking some of the pieces down and making all the little bits stick as one piece. Just grabbed my layout so I can have a look at it. And yeah, pretty much this is nearly done, and I start working on the background. So not all layouts have to be paper intensive or have lots and lots of layering happening, and especially when they're beautiful papers like these cut aparts. They have gorgeous colours in them and gorgeous prints that you don't want to cover everything up anyway, so it's nice to be able to let them shine a little bit. So what I've done is I've grabbed that spray from Prima. I think it's the Colour Bloom spray, and it is the soft teal colour. So I've just sprayed that onto a little bit of plastic and have rubbed that onto the page. So some of the colours, like this Heidi Swap pink, was pretty strong, so sometimes I give it a bit of a squirt with water as well to just water down the colour so it's not so intense, and I find that helps the colour to flow a little bit more readily rather than quickly just sink into the page, and you're left with more of a round blob of colour. So if you want a little bit of colour that is more fluid and moves a little bit of spritz of water might help. So I just cut down that little bit of paper as well and trimmed it off so that I could mat it onto a little bit of cardstock, teal coloured cardstock. And so now I'm just putting my photo mat back on, off and on, so I can see where the colour is poking out and where I might like to add a little bit more colour. So what I'm trying to do is add a little bit of depth to the colour, so not one layer of colour. So I apply a layer, dry it off, apply some more colour, dry it off, apply some more colour, dry it off, so that eventually I get the colour intensity that I really like. So because I've added a lot of water to this piece of paper, the paper does buckle a bit. It was quite thick cardstock paper, so it didn't buckle too much, but I just pull out my heavy duty sticky tape and I've put a fair amount on the back of that, as you could see, and I've then matted that white cardstock to the greeny coloured one. So that keeps it all secure, and the bits that buckle, you can't see them buckle anymore. So just using my Dylusions white here, and what I wanted to do was just put a bit of white around the edges and also around the edges of the photo mats. So I had pulled out my white gel pens last time and tried to do a border, and all of my gel pens weren't working, and the only thing that I could find to work was this Dylusions spray. So it is actually called White Linen, and I know that Nicole Jones had mentioned that her Mr. Huey's never quite seems to be white on the page once you've added it, and I found the same, but with this Dylusions white ink I actually found that it was a white spray that actually stays white. So once it's dry, it's still a really bold white colour. So if you're looking for a white spray ink, the Dylusions one's a great one to get. So I've just added some foam tape to the back of that photo to give that a little bit of dimension off the page, and just playing now with those little embellishment pieces. So it doesn't need very much embellishing, and I do end up taking that little anchor off and replacing it with, I think, a little tiny love heart. So it was just a little bit too big on the page there for what I was going for this time around. And I found these little pins at the scrapbooking shop, my local scrapbooking shop, and they were really cute with the little love heart topper. So they have been nice to use on this page, just to add a little bit of interest and add something different. So just having a look at where I want to put the little elements, and deciding that I don't really want to use that anchor, but what else can I find in the box. So 2 little flags looked a bit too much, so 1 will do, but I need something else as well. And I'm thinking I'm going to use the star or the seahorse, but they didn't really work. And eventually I find that little star, but I move it over to the left, and a little love heart as well. So I add those. So probably just push it around the page a little bit first to see where I really want it, and undo the sticky tape to the back of that photo and stick that down. So it is now well and truly stuck and not going to be able to be moved anymore, and it's also holding the pins in place as well. So they're just stuck underneath the foam. So I've just got the glossy accents now, and I'm sticking down those little chipboard pieces. Actually, they're not chipboard, just the little die cut pieces. And so they're well and truly stuck as well. And the layout is just about complete. So I've stuck the letters on because I stuck them on with glossy accent, so I spared you watching me do that, as they don't stay very well. So I've just stuck them on with a bit of glossy accents, and now I've got these little gemstones, and I'm just adding them around the page. So you will see some still shots at the end, and I've also added a couple of the close-ups of the layout with Anastasia as well. So thank you for joining me once again, and for all of your thumbs up and for all of your comments. I love hearing from you and love seeing that you are enjoying watching the videos, and I really appreciate your time and all of your positive feedback. Okay, well, I'll see you next time. Bye.